In the previous lecture, we have seen the problems based on the Fourier series. Now we'll see more problem based on Fourier series. Okay, so we have the introduction now. We know how to find out the Fourier series. So let us try to solve some more problems. Yeah. So we'll go for the problem now. So here we'll try to find the Fourier series expansion of the function, and then we'll try to prove some claims based on this. Okay, so we'll have find Fourier series expansion of f of x is equal to pi minus x by 2 bracket square defined in 0 to 2 pi. Hence, find the value values of the series. Okay, so first we have summation n running from 1 to infinity 1 upon n square, that is 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 2 square plus 1 upon 3 square and so on that on. We have to find the summation for this series. Second, summation n running from 1 to infinity minus 1 raised to n plus 1 upon n square, that is 1 upon 1 square minus 1 upon 2 square plus 1 upon 3 square minus 1 upon 4 square and so on. The third, we have to find summation n running from 1 to infinity 1 upon 2n minus 1 bracket square, that is 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 3 square plus 1 upon 5 square plus 1 upon 7 square and so on. And then the fourth we want to find is summation n running from 1 to infinity 1 upon n raised to 4, that is 1 upon 1 raised to 4 plus 1 upon 2 raised to 4 plus 1 upon 3 raised to 4 and so on. Okay, so this is the problem that we have. Okay, so if you want to find out the only Fourier series, this problem will be asked for 6 marks. And if there will be 2 additional claims, I have taken 4 here, but at the most there will be 2 asked in the examination. So if there are 2 these additional claims, then this question will be for 8 marks. Okay, so that's how either this question will be for 6 marks only Fourier series, and with the claims it will be for 8 marks. Now, how to find out these claims? Okay, so first 3 are very easy, but the fourth you can see. Okay, it is having n raised to 4, and hence the hint here is Parseval's identity. So the hint is Parseval's identity. Okay, why Parseval's identity? Because when you have n square, and you can see it is a square of n square. So square of square, that is available in the Parseval's identity. We have to take an square, bn square, a0 square, and that's why from here only we can identify that this can be proved using Parseval's identity. So now let us try to find out first the Fourier series, and then we'll try to prove these claims or these deductions. Okay, so in the examination, it will be like that, prove that or deduce that. So purposely, I have not given the values here that we will calculate. Okay, so we go with solution. Let what you have f of x is equal to, be careful while writing, pi minus x by 2 bracket square be defined in 0 to 2 pi. So we have what we have, 2 pi is equal to 2l, and hence l is equal to pi. Okay, so now what we can say is the Fourier series expansion for f of x is given as, this is neither even nor odd function, so we'll have a0 plus summation n running from 1 to infinity an cos of nx plus summation n running from 1 to infinity bn sine of nx. Let it equation 1, where we have a0 is equal to 1 upon 2 pi 0 to 2 pi f of x dx. An is equal to 1 upon pi 0 to 2 pi f of x cos of nx dx, and we have bn is equal to 1 upon pi integral 0 to 2 pi f of x sine of nx dx. Okay, so these are the formulas. Now we have to evaluate these formulas one by one. So consider first a0, 1 upon 2 pi integral 0 to 2 pi, and we have pi minus x by 2 bracket square dx. So this I can write as 1 upon 2 pi integral 0 to 2 pi pi minus x bracket square by 4 dx. So I can have the square of this, and now we can take it out. So if we take it out, then we get, this is 1 upon 8 pi integral 0 to 2 pi. So you can directly integrate this also, pi minus x bracket square dx. So you can directly integrate this also, or you can simplify and then integrate. 0 to 2 pi, where we have pi square minus 2 pi x plus x square dx. So simple expansion we are using here, a minus b bracket square. So it is a square minus 2ab plus b square, and then integrate this. So 1 upon 8 pi, while by having pi square into x minus 2 pi x square by 2 and plus x cube by 3, and we'll be having the limits 0 to 2 pi. Now we have 1 upon 8 pi. So if I put the value of x is equal to 0, all these terms are going to be 0. So that's why we omit to write. Now what happens for 2 pi? So we'll be having pi into 2 pi. So this is pi square into 2 pi. Minus this 2 will get cancelled, and we'll be having pi into 2 pi square, and plus we have 2 pi cube by 3. Okay, so let us have this 1 upon 8 pi. Now simplify this. So I'll be having, this is 2 pi cube minus this will be 4 pi cube, because you have here 4 pi square into pi, so it will be 4 pi cube, and plus you will be having 8 pi cube by 3. Okay, so we can simplify 1 upon 8 pi, and here we'll be having, this is 8 pi cube by 3 minus 2 pi cube. Okay, that's what we have. Now let us simplify this. So we'll be having 1 upon 8 pi I can have 2 pi cube common. So if I take 2 pi cube common, I'll be having 4 by 3 minus 1. So here I can cancel out that 2 pi cube, and I'll be having pi square by 4, and into this one will become this is 4 minus 3 by 3. So I'll be having pi square by 4 into 1 by 3, and that is going to be pi square by 12. So we get the value of A0, and that's going to be pi square by 12. Okay, now let this equation 2. Okay, let us have the next coefficient an. Okay, so we have an is equal to 1 upon pi integral 0 to 2 pi pi minus x by 2 bracket square into cos of nx dx. Okay, so again I'll go with the same way. I'll have this 0 to 2 pi minus x bracket square by 4, and this is cos of nx. We can simplify this as 1 upon 4 pi integral 0 to 2 pi minus x bracket square cos of nx. Now we have to use u into v rule. So may possible that you may get confused while taking the derivative, and hence we'll expand this function so that the confusion can be avoided. Now expand this. So I'll be having this is pi square minus 2 pi x plus x square and cos of nx. Okay. So we have this cos of nx dx. I'll rearrange these terms and I'll rewrite as 1 upon 4 pi integral 0 to 2 pi. So I'll have x square minus 2 pi x plus pi square and cos of nx. Okay, so dx. And now we can have this entire term to be u, and this term to be v. Okay, so once you have u and v, then this is a, and so we can use generalized by parts rule. So using generalized by parts rule, we get. Okay, so what we'll get is an is equal to 1 upon 4 pi. Please be careful. So this is u remains as it is, x square minus 2 pi x plus pi square, and the integration of cos. So the integration of cos is sin nx upon n minus the derivative of this term. So it is 2x minus 2 pi, and the integration here we have minus cos of nx upon n square. The next term will be plus, and the derivative of this term, it's going to be 2. And the integration of this term minus sine of nx upon n cube. The next derivative of this term is going to be 0, and so the integration by parts gets terminated here. So the limits are 0 to 2 pi. Now we have see the term. So I'll be having here, this is I can say, since we'll avoid the sine terms. So sine of 0 is equal to sine of 2n pi, and that is equal to 0. Hence we get, what we are able to get is, so we'll get an is equal to 1 upon 4 pi, and now this term, this minus minus will become plus. So we'll be having 2x minus 2 pi cos of nx upon n square and this is 0 to 2 pi. Now, see here. So we have to apply the limits. Please be careful. Don't be in hurry. Apply proper limits, so you will get the correct answer. See, if I apply 2 pi, I'll be having 2 into 2 pi. So it is going to be 4 pi. 4 pi minus 2 pi. So it is 2 pi cos of 2n pi. And here I'll be having n square. Minus, we are using lower limit. So here this term will be 0. And hence I'll be having minus 2 pi and cos of 0 upon n square. Okay, so what we know is, we know since cos of 0 and cos of 2n pi is equal to 1. So I can write this an as 1 upon 4 pi, 2 pi upon n square. This minus and this minus will become plus, and I'll be having 2 pi upon n square. So I'll be having 1 upon 4 pi, and this term will be 4 pi upon n square. So 4 pi we can cancel. Then we can have an is equal to 1 upon n square. Now we'll try to have the next coefficient, and that is going to be the Bn. Okay, so let us think of the coefficient Bn. Okay. So we have been to A0, we have been to An. Now let us consider Bn. Okay, so now we consider Bn. So Bn is 1 upon pi 0 to 2 pi, pi minus x by 2 bracket square, and here we have sine of nx dx. Simplify this, 1 upon pi 0 to 2 pi, pi minus x bracket square upon 4, and we have sine of nx dx. Now we can simplify this as 1 upon 4 pi 0 to 2 pi, pi minus x bracket square, and this is sine of nx dx. So this is equal to 1 upon 4 pi integral 0 to 2 pi. I can have the expansion x square minus 2 pi x plus pi square, and this is sine of nx dx. Now here we have this term is going to be u and this term is going to be v. Okay, so once we identified u and v, okay, so we are able to use by parts rule. So using generalize by parts rule, we get. So here we have to be careful while integrating. So this is 1 upon 4 pi. Then we have x square minus 2 pi x plus pi square, and the integration of sine term. So it is minus cos of nx upon n, then minus the derivative 2x minus 2 pi, and the integration minus sine of nx upon n square, plus the derivative of this term 2 and the integration of this. So it is cos of nx upon n cube, and the limits are 0 to 2. Okay. So this is the integration that we have obtained using the generalized by parts rule. Now what we know is, since sine of 0 is equal to sine of 2n pi, is equal to 0. Hence, we get what we are able to get is Bn is equal to 1 upon 4 pi x square minus 2 pi x plus pi square. This is minus cos of nx upon n. Now plus 2 cos of nx upon n, and this is 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so let us apply this limits. This is equal to 1 upon 4 pi. So if I apply 2 pi, so this is 2 pi square, I'll be having 4 pi square minus this is going to be 4 pi square, and plus we have pi square cos of 2n pi upon n plus 2 cos of 2n pi upon n cube. And now what we have, minus minus plus, because we are using lower limit, so this will become plus. So this will be pi square cos of 0 upon n, and minus this is 2 cos of 0 upon n cube. Okay, and what we know is we know, since cos of 0 is equal to cos of 2n pi, and that is 1. So this term is going to be 1, this term is going to be 1, this term is going to be 1, also this term is going to be 1. So all the cosine terms will be 1. Now this is minus pi square by n plus 2 upon n cube plus pi square by n and minus 2 upon n cube. And you can see this is going to be 0. So all the terms will get cancelled, and hence this is going to be 0. So you got Bn, and hence Bn is equal to 0. So you got this equation 4. Okay. Now we got all the necessary terms which are required for the Fourier series, and hence what we have is, from equation 1 to 3 and 4, we get f of x is equal to a0 is pi square by 12 plus summation n running from 1 to infinity an is 1 upon n square cos of nx, and bn is going to be 0. So that's what we have. Or what we obtained, actually we obtained that pi minus x by 2 bracket square is equal to pi square by 12 plus, how to write this term, or how this term will look like. So 1 upon 1 square cos x plus 1 upon 2 square cos of 2x plus 1 upon 3 square cos of 3x plus 1 upon 4 square cos of 4x, and so on the term. Okay, so let this equation 5. So now we got the equation 5, and see the claims that we want to prove. So our first claim is to prove 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 2 square plus 1 upon 3 square plus 1 upon 4 square. So this is what the first claim we have. That means we want this cosine term to be 1. Okay, so all that cosine terms will be 1 if and only if x is equal to 0. So at 0 cosine terms are 1, or at 2 pi cosine terms are 1. So if I put 0 or 2 pi, then I am able to get this equation 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 2 square plus 1 upon 3 square plus 1 upon 4 square, and so on. So let us put x is equal to 0. So put x is equal to 0 in above equation we get. So what we are able to get is, see this term is going to be 0. So it will be pi square by 4. So it is going to be pi square by 4, and this is equal to pi square by 12 plus we have 1 upon 1 square, 1 upon 2 square, plus 1 upon 3 square, plus 1 upon 4 square, and so on the terms. Please remember that these dots are very necessary to understand that this is the infinite series. Otherwise, you will be truncating, your signal will not be approximated. So we have to better go for this dots. Okay, and now here we have pi square by 4 minus pi square by 12, and this is equal to 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 2 square plus 1 upon 3 square plus 1 upon 4 square, and so on. Now let us simplify this pi square minus 4 pi square by 4 minus pi square by 12. So you can use your calculator and then get me the value. So this value is going to be pi square by 6, and this is 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 2 square plus 1 upon 3 square plus 1 upon 4 square, and so on. So this is the first claim that we wanted to prove. So we proved that let this equation next 6, that is we proved 1 upon n square n running from 1 to infinity is equal to pi square by 6. Now we can have the next claim. So all the claims are derived from this only. See, now I want this cosine to be alternative plus or minus sign. So when the cosine is alternative plus or minus, if we have the cos of n pi, okay, so cos of n pi is alternative plus or minus 1. So n pi is 1. So cos of n pi, and that's why this term x should be pi. Okay, and hence what happens? Let us see. If we put x is equal to pi, okay, so let us put x is equal to pi in equation 5, we get. So what we are able to get is, see, if I put x is equal to pi, then this will be pi minus pi bracket square, that term is going to be 0. So this right hand side is going to be 0. Sorry, left hand side is going to be 0. And now what will happen to right hand side? So this is going to be 0. This is pi square by 12, and plus we have. So cos of pi will go minus 1. So minus 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 2 square minus 1 upon 3 square plus 1 upon 4 square, and minus so on the terms. Okay, now take this here. So I'll be having minus pi square. So minus pi square by 12 is equal to minus 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 2 square minus 1 upon 3 square plus 1 upon 4 square minus, and so on. So you can see we want 1 upon 1 square minus 1 upon 2 square. So we can multiply this equation by minus 1. So we can have multiplying above equation by minus 1, we get. Okay, so what we'll get is pi square by 12 is equal to 1 upon 1 square minus 1 upon 2 square plus 1 upon 3 square minus 1 upon 4 square, and so on. So that is what our second claim is. So let this equation next. So it is going to be 7. Okay, that is what we proved. We proved that summation 1 to infinity minus 1 raised to n plus 1 upon n square, and that is going to be pi square by. Yep. Now I want to prove the sum of all good. Okay. So now my next is I want to find the only odd terms the reciprocal of squares of odd terms. So here I have all the positive signs. Here I have alternative positive negative signs. So what happens if we add these two? Okay. So let us try to add this two. Okay. Now what I can say is adding equation 6 and 7 we get. So what we'll have here, pi square by 6 plus pi square by 12, and this is equal to. Okay, so the first series for pi square by 6 is 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 2 square plus 1 upon 3 square plus 1 upon 4 square, and so on the terms. And now add what is the series for pi square by 12. So it is 1 upon 1 square minus 1 upon 2 square plus 1 upon 3 square minus 1 upon 4 square, and so on the term. And now you can see the even terms will get cancelled. Okay, so even terms will get cancelled. Then what remains is here we'll have pi square by 6 plus pi square by 12, and this term will be twice. Okay, so I'll be having 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 3 square plus 1 upon 5 square plus 1 upon 7 square, and so on. Okay, and now simplify this. So what we are able to get. So I can have pi square by 6 common. So it is 1 plus half. Okay, so pi square is going to be pi square by 6 is going to be common. So it will be 1 plus half, and this is going to be twice 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 3 square plus 1 upon 5 square plus 1 upon 7 square, and so on that. Now this is pi square by 6, and this will be 3 by 2. So is equal to twice 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 3 square plus 1 upon 5 square plus so on. Now let us see, this 3 will get cancelled and you will be having 2 here. So 2 2s are 4, and this 2 I will taking on the other hand side. So I'll be having this is going to be pi square by 8 is equal to 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 3 square plus 1 upon 5 square plus 1 upon 7 square, and so on. And this is what the third claim that we wanted. Okay, so this is how we proved the third claim. Now the question is, what happens to the fourth claim? Okay, or we want to find the summation 1 upon n raised to 4, and the hint I have given that it is going to be a Parseval's identity. So let us try to have the Parseval's identity. So we know what is going to be the Parseval's identity here. Okay, so we have Parseval's identity. Okay, so what is the Parseval's identity? 1 upon 2 pi integral 0 to 2 pi f of x bracket square dx is equal to a0 square plus half of summation n running from 1 to infinity, and here we have an square plus n square. So this is the Parseval's identity. Now we know the value of a0, we know the value of an, we know the value of bn. So what we don't know in this equation is this side. So first let us simplify this side. Okay, and hence now consider 1 upon 2 pi 0 to 2 pi f of x bracket square dx. So it is 1 upon 2 pi 0 to 2 pi pi minus x by 2 bracket square and its square dx. Remember that we have to take f of x square. So this is already a square and we have to take it square. Okay. So now simplify this. So we can have 1 upon 2 pi integral 0 to 2 pi. So it is pi minus x bracket square by 4 and its square again. So it is 1 upon 2 pi 0 to 2 pi. So it is pi minus x bracket raised to 4 and this is 2 square 16. So dx. So this is 1 upon 32 pi integral 0 to 2 pi pi minus x bracket raised to 4 dx. So as I have told you already that this can be directly integrated also. So how or what is the integration? So we know the integration of ax plus b bracket raised to n. Okay, and then we have dx. So the integration of this term or this integral is, we can have, this is ax plus b bracket raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1, and here we have e by dx of x plus b. Okay, so that's what the integration is, and hence I apply this formula here. So I can have this integral as, so it is 1 upon 32 pi, and here we get pi minus x raised to 5 upon 5, and this is minus 1. Okay, and then we have the limits 0 to 5. Okay, so simplify this, we'll be having 1 upon 32 pi, this is minus pi minus x raised to 5 upon 5, and this is 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so we apply the value 2 pi and 0. So 1 upon 32 pi, and here we have, this is minus. So if I apply 2 pi, pi minus 2 pi, it will become minus pi raised to 5 upon 5. So we are using lower limit so that this minus will change to plus, and then here we'll be having pi raised to 5 by 5. So if you simplify 1 upon 32 pi, see this term. So minus pi raised to 5 will be minus pi. So this will become pi raised to 5 by 5, and plus you will have pi raised to 5 by 5. So we can write this as 1 upon 32 pi, and this is 2 pi raised to 5 by 5. So I'll be having this is 2 pi raised to 5, 32 pi into 5. So you can cancel this 2 pi from here, and I'll be having pi raised to 4, 16 pi into 5, and that I'll be having pi raised to 4 by 80. Sorry. Uh, so we don't have pi here now. Okay, that's what we'll be having. Okay, so this will be 16 into 5. Okay, so we got the value. What value we were trying to find? We were trying to find the value of integral 1 upon 2 pi integral 0 to 2 pi f of x bracket square dx, and we proved that it is pi raised to 4 by 80. And so we know all the terms in the partials identity now, and hence by Parseval's identity we get, what we are able to get is, so this is pi raised to 4 by 80 is equal to pi square by 12 and bracket square plus 1 half. This is summation n running from 1 to infinity, and we have 1 by n square. An is 1 by n square and its square. Bn is going to be 0, so we don't write it here. And hence, what we got the term here. So this is pi raised to 4 by 80 is equal to pi raised to 4 by 144 and plus this is 1/2, and so n running from 1 to infinity 1 upon n raised to. Now let us simplify. So we get here pi raised to 4 by 80 minus pi raised to 4 by 144, and this is 1/2 n running from 1 to infinity 1 upon n raised to 4. So I'll have this is twice pi raised to 4 by 80 minus pi raised to 4 by 144, and this is equal to n running from 1 to infinity 1 upon n raised to 4 again. So I want you to calculate this value and give me the value. So I'll write here this is summation n running from 1 to infinity 1 upon, hence I get here. So hence this is equal to 1 upon 1 raised to 4 plus 1 upon 2 raised to 4 plus 1 upon 3 raised to 4, 1 upon 4 raised to 4, and so on. So I hope you have calculated this value. It is going to be pi raised to 4 by 90. So this is pi raised to 4 by, this is next equation. So I hope you have calculated the value.